Rumors have always swirled around the elusive royal circles, but nothing could prepare the world for this shocking revelation. Princess Anne, a stalwart figure known for her resilience, finds her world shattered when a mysterious envelope lands on her desk. Inside, the DNA test results that could change everything. Secrets are about to unravel, disturbing the very fabric of the British monarchy. Before we go deeper into what this really means for the royal family, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single update. In the grand halls of regal splendor, Princess Anne has always stood as a paragon of reliability, her name synonymous with duty and perseverance. She is the embodiment of royal decorum, a steadfast sentinel amidst the storms that have often buffeted the House of Windsor. Rarely has her composure been rattled, her image untouched by the typical turmoils of royal life. Yet, today is different. Today, the quiet sanctuary of Anne's life is ruptured by the silent arrival of an unassuming envelope on her immaculate mahogany desk. The contents, DNA test results hinting at an upheaval she has been unprepared to address. As her fingers gently peel open the enveloped enigma, a slow dread coils around her heart, its grip tightening with each unfolding corner. These results could unearth truths buried under years of loyalty and silence. Her mind races with an uncomfortable blend of suspicion and fear. Remembering the whispered suspicions that trailed her sister-in-law Diana, like shadows. Diana, the enigma from whom warmth radiated, yet whose life was veiled in enigmatic myths and cautious whispers. Could there have been facets of Diana's existence that even Anne, so close and yet so distant, was unaware of? Their relationship was never simple. As sister-in-law and confidante, Anne shared moments of genuine kinship with Diana, yet underlying their interactions was a subtle rivalry fomented by the expectations of the throne. In those early days, they were allies against the public's harsh glare. But as Anne now contemplates the envelope, those same memories take on a more sinister hue. To think that this paper, light as a whisper yet burdened with the potential weight of scandal, could recast those familiar echoes of laughter and disagreement into something more contentious. As the palace corridors hum with the bureaucratic buzz of royal affairs, Anne alone bears the silence of anticipation, the pending revelation's shadow darkening her thoughts. She is forced to question not only what these results mean for her personal history, but what they entail for the royal institution itself. The secrets hinted at by these results could transcend personal scandal and reverberate throughout the ceremonial walls of the monarchy. The thought clenches her heart in a vice of doubt, a crackling tension that signals a storm on the horizon. As Anne struggles to maintain her composure, the envelope containing Diana's secrets taunts her with its unanswered questions, pushing her to confront hidden truths. Within the gilded halls of Windsor, whispers turn into a cacophony of unease. Secrets are about to spill over, and Anne is at the center of this storm. What did Diana know? Was there a hidden side to the people's princesses that no one imagined? To Anne, the enigma that was Diana loomed large in her life like a painting whose colors and shadows changed depending on the time of day. She watched as the press, and indeed the public, vilified, adored, and dissected the Princess of Wales, each narrative never quite aligning with the truth that only the family, huddled behind closed doors, truly understood. Anne saw Diana not just as an iconic figure, but as a complex human being trapped in a gilded cage. Diana, with her radiant warmth and tangible magnetism, seemed both in control and yet profoundly hemmed in by the royal expectations that demanded subservience, while whispering the sinister promises of power and rebellion, a dilemma Anne knew all too well. The royal household gravitated around Diana like planets caught in the orbit of a sun. Yet within its opulent layers lay a secrecy so deeply entrenched, it seemed to grow like ivy across the walls of Windsor. For Anne, these secrets were not mere whispers but relentless echoes that danced mockingly around corners, slipping into the cracks of her conscience. Every corridor she walked seemed charged with unspoken accusations, every hushed conversation a possible detonator in the fragile peace of the family. The tension, thick as morning fog over the Thames, was a daily, suffocating presence. Anne's journey through these whispers was not without inner turmoil. Behind the stoic exterior she was renowned for, a storm of uncertainty raged, one that pitted her ingrained loyalty to the crown against a yearning for truth. She wrestled daily with the expectations placed upon her shoulders, the gilded weight of a legacy that demanded perfection yet left little room for honesty. The friction between duty and authenticity gnawed at her resolve, as she strove to find her voice in a legacy that seemed at times to engulf all who dared to question its magnitude. Her brother Charles, always a bundle of contradictions, complicated matters further. Anne held complex emotions about his marriage to Diana. She saw the strain that bound them, a bond as fragile as it was unbreakable, with Diana bringing a light Charles both basked in and recoiled from. Watching the two of them together was like watching a play where the actors occasionally forgot their lines, the tension simmering just beneath the surface of their carefully arranged lives. Anne's mingled feelings whispered incessantly within her. Was she witnessing a partnership forged in authenticity? Or was it merely another chapter in the royal family's ongoing tragedy? Amidst Anne's turbulent emotional landscape, the restlessness among the royal aides and insiders was impossible to ignore. Sudden bursts of activity behind the scenes, subtle shifts in behavior, the charged energy that was palpable within meeting rooms and antechambers alike, it all seemed to amplify after Anne stumbled upon something she couldn't yet fully grasp. Emergency meetings, furtive exchanges in hushed tones, a mounting sense of urgency. It felt as if everyone around her was in on a secret she couldn't quite pin down, and the pressure was building. Anne knew a choice loomed, a choice between the duty ingrained in her since birth and the burgeoning desire to uncover the truth that seemed to pulse with increasing intensity. In the privacy of her mind, the tension stretched tight like a bowstring, tested by her expanding awareness and Diana's haunting aura. For Anne, loyalty and personal truth wrestled for supremacy, each demanding sacrifices she wasn't sure she was prepared to make. With whispers growing into urgent voices, Anne's resolve is tested, leading her to dig deeper into Diana's past. More than mere family ties linked Anne and Diana, an unexpected bond shaped by mutual understanding. As Anne reflects on their unlikely friendship, she unearths memories that refocus her quest for truth. What bound them together, and what drove them apart? It was a friendship that defied convention, not one born merely out of circumstance but out of a recognition of shared burdens. Each carried their own, Anne with her innate quest for independence, Diana ensnared in a relentless spotlight. They found a refuge in their connection, a rare camaraderie built upon whispered truths and mutual respect. In moments away from prying eyes, their laughter and confessions wove a tapestry of solidarity. Yet theirs was also a relationship under pressure. There were times when Diana shimmered with intensity, confiding in Anne with a fragility masked by her dazzling public persona. In those vulnerable whispers, Diana shared facets of herself unknown to the world, undercurrents of pain hidden beneath the surface glamour. She spoke of shadows within the palace walls, enigmas cloaked heavily in the weight of tradition. These revelations were not just mere gossip, but cries from a soul seeking understanding amid the labyrinth of monarchical expectations. And yet, amidst these admissions, there were silent battles they waged against each other too, instances where ambition and allegiance strained their bond, testing the strength of what they had built. Anne vividly recalls a particular afternoon, sun pouring into the conservatory, where Diana, eyes alight yet weary, hinted at secrets deeply rooted in their family. Secrets that unsettled the foundations of Anne's reality. Diana's courage to utter such truths left Anne with a nervous anticipation, a Pandora's box of truths she dared to leave unopened. The implications of these family secrets hung heavily, a specter that both bound them together and drove them apart. Their friendship became a dance on a tightrope, a delicate balance of trust and tension in a world poised for them to fail. While the press and public observed Diana's every move, Anne saw behind the curtain the flickers of a woman grappling with pressures that often threatened to eclipse her very being. The unending parade of appearances, the expectations of perfection they forged, in Diana, a complex duality that both fascinated and terrified Anne. Each shared smile hid the turmoil beneath, a constant reminder of the precariousness of Diana's position. The friendship between Anne and Diana became a lifeboat adrift on tumultuous waters, but as much as it gave solace, it also became a mirror showing truths that neither could fully embrace. Now in the solitude of her present, Anne feels the vast absence of Diana like a shadow at her side, an unwelcome companion in her quest for truth. Memories of Diana compel Anne to confront the test results, and face the controversial truth they hold. Could these echoes of the past illuminate the path through her own storm, or unravel the delicate tapestry of understanding they had woven? Each step forward pulls at the threads, unraveling the legacy of their alliance, the burdens of legacy etched across time's canvas. With her suspicions mounting, Anne finds herself thrust into the role of an investigator. The whispers of conspiracy and deceit have transformed her skepticism into a dogged determination, compelling her to peel back layers of royal decorum that have long suffocated truths. Every encounter and every shadowy corridor seem to breathe hints of what has been concealed. The residue of Diana's laughter, the glint of her rarely seen sorrow, linger in Anne's mind like haunting echoes demanding justice. A life fettered by royal constraints and chilling secrets now gallops through Anne's lucid thoughts, pushing her towards a precipice she had never envisioned. She understands that each fragmented conversation steps her closer to unraveling a dense tapestry woven with invisible threads. Those threads becoming more apparent as time relentlessly ticks away. As Anne strides resolutely through the lavish halls of the palace, her growing sense of isolation becomes palpable. Her every move is burdened with the cumbersome solitude of her quest. Heavy with history, these walls, sweeping and stony, hold the weight of untold stories, of whispers eroded with time, but none clearer than now. In the deepest quiet of night, amidst the opulence that has become so achingly familiar, Anne feels the distance that stretches between her and those who once seemed friends. Those once warm spaces now seem filled with unspoken words and lingering regrets, as if sighing under the heaviness of what she dare not stop searching for. Yet, amidst this chill of sequestered truths, unexpected allies emerge from the periphery. They are kindred spirits who harbor their own disquiet beneath carefully guarded masks. Their allegiance, taciturn yet tightly bound, is unexpected balm to Anne's solitude, whispering of unspoken courage and shared purpose. In hushed conversations and guarded exchanges, the narrative of Diana's hidden world begins to unfurl with astonishing clarity. Anne learns to trace the invisible ink that connects events. She discovers the delicate balance between what was known and what could have been. Murmurs of potential escapes and dreams deliberately excluded from royal scripts emerge like tantalizing specters, teasing her with the magnitude of possibilities once alive in Diana's heart. Some details sing with aching truth, others cause pause, urging caution against dizzying speculation. Yet each piece is valuable, becoming a part of the fabric of Anne's hunt, the very soul of her unfolding investigation. Anne's discoveries venture further into personal terrains when her fingers, trembling with anticipation, brush the yellowed edges of Diana's diary entries. Here, amid the penned confessions and reflections, the true music of Diana's life reveals itself. It's as though Diana herself stands shoulder to shoulder with Anne, guiding her through the labyrinth of emotions painted in stark, honest prose. The words, poignant and pensive, paint Diana's unvarnished truth, a truth that beats with such resonant authenticity that it slices through layers of cultivated deception. Letters and missives, once relegated to idle gossip, unravel to show a life orchestrated by invisible hands, now beckoning Anne to understand its symphony with fullness. Yet, in the midst of this revelation, Anne grapples with the ethical quandary of exposing what some would fiercely protect as sacred. The family's saga, guarded by codes both spoken and silent, is a fortress she wishes neither to raise nor idolize. In her heart, doubt warps and weaves, shaping a delicate debate of duty against love, of truth against tradition. Each revelation is a measured step towards a line most feared to cross, the line where loyalty bends beneath the weight of truth, threatening to shatter it. The weight of history presses upon Anne, forcing her to go deeper to unveil the sheer magnitude of Diana's clandestine informer. It is the crescendo of her relentless search. Every fact and every feeling draws her closer to revealing the final pieces of the puzzle, hidden in plain sight yet delicate as gossamer. Diana's truths, Anne's revelations, they are on the verge of intertwining, poised to rewrite the legacy concealed beneath the crown's elegant veneer. As bold clarity beckons, only time will unveil what lies at this labyrinth's end, promising a conclusion as inevitable as the tide's unceasing advance. Secrets are not born overnight. They are nurtured over time, concealed within shadows. As Anne delves into the cobwebbed history of royal power struggles and passion, she uncovers a deeply hidden connection, revealing the deceptive calm behind Diana's composed fade. It becomes clear to Anne that the royal corridors she roams have been steeped in secrets for centuries, each corner echoing with whispers of past scandals and hushed cover-ups. The weight of history bears down on her as she navigates this treacherous landscape, one where the royal family has long mastered the art of preserving their pristine reputation at all costs. At the heart of these intrigues lies the enigmatic Diana, whose private life is a tapestry of suspicions and conjectures. Diana's every delicate smile and carefully measured word had been a part of a grander scheme to shield and sustain her, and by extension the family, from the cutting gaze of public scrutiny. Yet, underneath this veneer of perfection, Anne senses the quiet turbulence of inner struggles, a battle waged in secrecy to keep hidden the truths that could irreparably tarnish the royal luster. Questions linger, wrapped in the complexities of Diana's past, her need for secrecy not merely a personal whim, but a necessity woven into the fabric of royal life itself. Anne's exploration uncovers a lineage marked by an ongoing cycle of concealment, a learned behavior rooted deep within the halls of power. The shadows traced by Anne lead her to incidents buried in time, events that set a precedent for the cloaked existence Diana so carefully maintained. Each revelation paints a portrait of a monarchy perpetually caught in the throes of guarding its sanctified image, driven by the unspoken creed that the shield of secrecy must remain unblemished for their dominion to endure. As Anne peels back layer upon meticulous layer, she is confronted by a revelation that turns her world on its axis. The supposed reality she had always trusted may be nothing more than an elaborate facade. With every piece of the puzzle falling into place, Anne sees how personal trust, a cornerstone in the fortress of royal relationships, begins to fracture, revealing the fault lines beneath. The chilling discovery that trust has been just another sacrifice on the altar of reputation leaves her grappling with her own perceptions. Her world shakes under the stark juxtaposition of Diana's elegance and the sinister truths that lurk beneath it. Embroiled in this descent into historical intrigue, Anne's heart races with the dawning understanding of the long-standing veil that has blanketed the truths of the royal lineage. The heavy air of secrets, once endured and now illuminated, unfurls in her mind like an ancient scroll waiting for its story to be told. Yet, the deeper Anne ventures, the more she realizes that full comprehension lies just beyond her reach, obscured yet tantalizingly within grasp. As Anne steps closer to the truth, the dark recesses of the royal family loom larger, obscurities ready to be vanquished by the light of revelation. In the dim glow of the palace library, surrounded by the silent testimony of centuries-old tomes, Anne was minutes away from a revelation that could shake the monarchy to its core. The room seemed to breathe with anticipation as she held the DNA test results, papers that felt impossibly heavy in her trembling hands. The silence was loud, a taut string stretching to its breaking point. As she read the final secret boldly typed on the page, a gasp escaped her lips, shattering the quiet. The truth, unexpected and brutal, obliterated whatever illusions she held about her own lineage, a seismic shift that redefined her royal reality. Would this discovery be the tumble into chaos, or the dawn of a new era for her ancestral home? The implications were a labyrinth, enclosing her in its darkened corridors, each turn a reminder of the fragility of the crown she bore. The legacy of her ancestors was now at the mercy of a truth that refused to be silenced. Events long buried, decisions cast like shadows from the towering structures of loyalty and duty, now emerged into the light. Anne saw the daunting specter of lost legitimacy. Every portrait on these venerable walls became both a witness and an accuser. She was caught, a reluctant player in a drama where the script was unwritten and the stakes were life itself. Loyalty demanded secrecy. But did justice owe transparency? Historical tapestries hung around her, intricate threads of power and privilege, now woven with the warp of revelation. Her heart, a battlefield of contradiction, waged war between familial allegiance and the duty of transparency owed beyond these hallowed halls. Was she not, too, part of them? Her flesh, their continuation, her face, a reflection of a legacy now splintered by truths unspoken? Within her, the foundation of trust crumbled, an edifice turned to ruins by a mere whisper of deception. Desperation clung to her, a kingly robe refusing to be shrugged aside, as she grappled with the crushing guilt of unintended ignorance. What loyalty survives the dark underpinnings of forgotten acts, and who stands righteously on morality's pinnacle when truth is weapons unsheathed? In the pages of her diary, Anne poured out the storm within a cascade of ink mixed with the salt sting of tears. "How do I hold steady?" she asked herself, "when the very blood within me whispers betrayal?" Each line told of the inner tempest, her soul's confrontation with the specters of grief and duty. The words were raw, unfiltered confessions capturing the torment of her divided allegiance. Stripped of her regal composure, she stood vulnerable. Truth was both a balm and a scourge, a savior and a judge. Clutching her pen, a lifeline amidst chaos, she etched a narrative not yet intended for eyes beyond her own. A brave yet terrified plea for clarity in an era of inconceivable change. Her ultimate dilemma, to protect a family stained by deception, risking the wrath of a legacy exposed, or to unveil Diana's earth-shattering secret, shunning the ancestral ghosts who guarded their precious fade. Morality perched precariously on the edge of pragmatism, threatening to topple should she tilt either way. The specter of ruin loomed, daring her with its ghastly grin, while the silent insistence of unacknowledged voices whispered from within those hallowed walls, "Speak the truth." Yet, could fortitude withstand the aftermath of revelation, the tidal waves of public scrutiny that would reverberate from court to corner? With the weight of truth upon her, Anne's next move could redefine the concept of royal duty, forever a choice teetering between revelation and restraint. This earth-shaking revelation places the monarchy at a perilous crossroads. Anne, torn between past loyalties and present truths, must navigate the storm this secret threatens to unleash. Can the monarchy survive the fallout, or will Diana's revelation spark an irreversible change? Secrets, once murmured in hushed tones behind regal walls, now threaten to thunder through the streets, the sound of shattering convictions echoing far beyond palace grounds. The implications are dire, the stakes unprecedented. What Diana once entrusted to whispers now stands as a formidable tempest, promising to engulf traditions held dear for centuries. The royal family recoils, caught in the maelstrom of what this might mean for their lineage, their public image, their very essence. The crown is no longer a beacon of continuity, it is a trembling question mark in history's challenging narrative. As the secret looms large, casting shadows on gilded portraits and revered lineages, questions arise. How will the public react? The people, who have long been held in thrall by the mystique of the crown, find themselves watching, waiting, speculation swirling like so much mist. In the grand castle halls and on the bustling city streets, whispers of revolution, of change, draw closer. Will they demand truth louder than ever? Could this spark an upheaval that strips away centuries-old veneers, demanding transparency where there was mystery and accountability where there had been impunity? The tension is palpable, a ticking clock beneath the veneer of routine royal engagement. Anne stands at the heart, her internal struggle a mirror of the kingdom's own turmoil. Her deeply ingrained allegiance to a crown that has defined her life competes fiercely with the burgeoning cry for openness, a call punctuated with the urgency of an era unwilling to remain blind. The undeniable pull of modernity tugs at Anne's core, her heart heavy with the weight of decision. It is a battle that plays out in the sanctum of her own mind, a duel between the past she knows and the future quickly approaching. The question hangs: how much can she preserve without losing herself? How much should she expose to keep the monarchy relevant? Her resolve is tested as the media, relentless in its pursuit, circles like vultures over fallen truths. Headlines scream, questions unending. The frenzy a wild dance that respects nothing and exposes everything. The monarchy stands under a spotlight more searing than any before. Its once unassailable mysteries laid bare, brittle under the gaze of unblinking scrutiny. History has become today's uninvited spectator, and it refuses to avert its eyes. Behind the gates, the internal dynamics of the royal family are in disarray. Old alliances fray, new tensions spark. The corridors, once bastions of unity, hum with arguments and hastily called meetings. Anne finds herself caught in the fray, her diplomatic skills stretched to their utmost limits. She watches as bonds once forged in the shared embrace of legacy are tested, each crack amplified by the pressure of imminent truth, threatening to scatter the pieces of a once unbroken lineage across the lands of media, politics, and public opinion. In the hushed confines of her chambers, she's faced with the ultimate choice, a decision that demands to be borne through sleepless nights and introspection. Will Anne shield her family, tightly clasping those old creeds to her heart, or will she heed the voice that buoys on the winds of change? It is a choice fraught with peril: protect what has been, or champion what might be. The sanctity of family or the beacon of transparency, her decision teeters on this perilous edge. And so, the stage is set, the players at their marks, waiting as history watches, breath held, for Anne's next move. The specter of truth refuses to fade, casting long shadows over the royal establishment and Anne's mind, drawing her ever closer to the pivotal choice. Diana's secrets have transformed from whispers to undeniable truths. As Anne stands at the precipice of action, she faces the daunting task of reimagining a legacy. Will she shield the family she loves, or step into history as a herald of new beginnings? The corridors of the palace echoed with a history written in shadows and light. Anne felt the weight of countless eyes from the past, eyes of the present, and eyes of the future piercing through the gilded walls. The revelations of Diana, like a tapestry unraveled, lay before her, a tableau demanding a decision. Would history cast the revelations as heroism or betrayal? The answer lay not in dusty tomes but in the courage of her heart. Anne knew that the pages of history were not mere records but judges of character and conviction. Each decision she made would paint her place in those pages, a testament not to what was but what could be. Legacy was a word bound with personal threads and collective ones, a web intricate and inescapable. It loomed large, guiding her thoughts, her steps. She could feel Diana's presence in every whisper, a reminder not just of the shadows, but also of the light that had once shone so brightly. Diana's secrets were no longer dark specters but luminous truths that lit the path forward for Anne. They shaped her decisions, resonating with a desire not to repeat the past but to redefine it. Anne knew that the crown weighed heavy with history, yet it was her heart that would anchor her choices. And what of Diana's ghost? That implacable specter that followed her sister like a moonlit shadow. It haunted Anne's every choice, every flicker of doubt, binding her with silken threads of memory. Diana's laughter, her defiant stance, both haunted and inspired. Would she allow the echoes of her sister's past to deter her? Or would she embrace them as part of her own story? Anne understood that Diana's influence was a paradox, both an anchor and a sail, providing stability even as it propelled her into uncharted waters. The truth, if brought into the blinding light of public scrutiny, had the power to reshape Anne's image. The eyes of the masses, fickle and intrusive, could either vilify or vindicate. Could Anne withstand the tumultuous windstorms of public opinion? Could she stand tall against the inevitable headline slurs and judgmental whispers if she were to unveil the entirety of the truth? Transforming secrets into public declarations was no task for the faint of heart. Yet perhaps in this harsh honesty, a new narrative would emerge, a narrative not just of monarchy, but of humanity. The myths that had once veiled the royal family began to shatter. In their place emerged truths painted with strokes of pain, triumph, and undeniable realities. How quick we are to imbue royalty with mythic attributes, forgetting their very nature as mere mortals. Now, Anne saw her role as more than ceremonial. She saw it as a chance to mend and mold, to transform brittle legends into living, breathing stories of resilience and grace. In every shatter lay a new understanding, and it was within this kaleidoscope of fractured illusions that Anne glimpsed her true power, the power of honesty. But to embrace truth is to embrace vulnerability. And vulnerability, Anne had come to realize, was not a sign of weakness, but a profound form of strength. Would she shy away from these burdens, these revelations, or would she bear them as her armor, proud and unyielding against the tide? In choosing vulnerability, Anne discovered courage she had never known. It was the delicate strength of glass whose transparency bore witness both to clarity and fragility. It was in this embrace that Anne found her answer, not as a shield but as a beacon, casting light upon her path. As Anne grasps the profound weight of her decision, The incredible legacy of Diana weaves anew with the threads of honesty, casting a new light on monarchy and the pursuits of truth, threading into the heart of her decision. In the end, truth and loyalty teetered on a delicate axis, dependent on one woman's decision. Princess Anne stands on the cusp, finalizing a chapter that started with Diana's last secret. The air is thick with anticipation as Anne emerges from shadow, weighed with the burden of revelation yet invigorated by a newfound clarity. Her journey is one of discovery, laced with the electric pulse of hidden truths that once nestled quietly within the darkened corners of the palace. It was an unyielding quest that began with faint whispers and cryptic gestures, a quest that demanded she choose between her own peace and the shattering of long-held illusions. Now, at this poignant juncture, Anne's decision becomes both the culmination and the catalyst, marking the end of one story while seeding countless others. Her choice, a solemn reflection of her resolve, reverberates through the hallowed halls, echoing the eternal struggle between silence and revelation that has always plagued the royal bloodline. In Anne's heart, the heavy veil of secrecy that has so long enshrouded the royal family offers both a disturbing comfort and an agonizing itch for authenticity. Each revelation she uncovered meticulously chipped away at her previous notions, exposing the fragility of an existence rooted in opulence yet shadowed by deceit. She cannot ignore the transformations these secrets have wrought upon her own sensibilities, nor the profound shifts they herald in her familial bonds. What was once an unspoken trust has become an enigmatic dance of negotiation and unexpressed intentions. Her relationship with her kin hangs in a delicate balance, teetering between renewal and ruin, emboldened by a fearless confrontation of their shared past. Yet, amidst the revelations looms the enigmatic presence of Diana, whose life continues to cast a haunting allure over the family's legacy. Diana's existence, both vivid and obscure, serves as a poignant reminder of the complexities woven within the royal sphere, an interplay of personas both celebrated and scrutinized. The unanswered questions surrounding her life linger, a spellbinding puzzle that defies capitalization into mere words or tidy answers, ensuring her memory persists in haunting splendor, forever entwined with mystery. For the monarchy, Anne's calculated decisions herald an era ripe for transformation. Her actions serve as the fulcrum upon which the future loosens its hold, nudging the ancient institution into the arms of a modern reality. The secrets she discloses unravel a tapestry long preserved, compelling the monarchy to confront an imperative to evolve, poised upon the precipice of renewal. Change, though feared, is now unavoidable, heralding a reimagined narrative that values truth over archaic illusion, compassion over cold conceit. As Anne shapes her final narrative, not through words etched on paper but through the very substance of her deeds, the monarchy approaches its new dawn. Her decision writes the next chapter quietly, but resolutely in actions that speak louder than decrees. With prevailing uncertainty, Anne's choice signals a new dawn for the monarchy, one where truth, feeling, and fidelity intermingle within the heart of royal narrative, ensuring that Diana's final secret reshapes their destiny. In this tale of royalty and revelation, the echoes of the uncovering will continue to reverberate. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you in next one.